fulfillment is an art. What's gonna fulfill you is different than the other person next to you. You're not gonna learn that from anybody else. And you gotta find it, because success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And I get those phone calls all the time for the multi-billionaire entrepreneur or politician or business person or a person just won their Academy Award and they're depressed and they can't tell anybody because they got all their goals but they're not fulfilled because they really don't have that sense of meaning in their life. They went for something and they got it, they achieved. And if you doubt this, what I'm saying is relevant to you or us or anyone, just think about it. About a month ago, we lost what I consider to be a national treasure, Robin Williams. How many of you love Robin Williams? Look around the room, keep your hands up, look. And most of you didn't know him. Almost every, and then where you go in the world, people love Robin Williams. By the way, was he great at achievement? Oh my God, that guy, he said he wanted to become a great comedian. He did that. I want to make the world laugh. He did. I want to make my own TV show. He did it. I want to have the #1 TV show. He did it. I want to make movies. He did it. I want an Academy Award for not being funny. Not his skill set, drama, and he did it. I want a beautiful family, and he did it. And then he hung himself. Make everybody happy but yourself. Not a good plan. So if I had a gift to give you, it would be maybe make a different decision. And the decision is that no matter what happens in your life, you're gonna live in a beautiful state. A beautiful state. And that could be happy, that could be grateful, that could be being generous. Those are all beautiful states, aren't they? It could be curious, it could be fun, it could be playful. You're not limited to one state, but it's different than suffering. And most people's suffering, and all suffering I've ever seen, I've traveled 100 countries, I've dealt with presidents of countries and, presidents of businesses, CEOs, I've dealt with people in prison, I've dealt with, you name it, average people. Suffering always comes because you're obsessed about something related to you. You can only be depressed if you're focusing on yourself. You say, no, I'm depressed because it's my kids and they're not doing well. No, you're depressed because you feel you failed your kids. It's about you. It's about how you think what you should have done or shouldn't have done, or what someone did to you or didn't do to you in the past or the future, which don't even exist. So I have a simple goal. My goal is help people make a decision that says, I don't know what's gonna happen. You might get a divorce, even though you don't think so. You might find a member of your family with cancer. You might have your house get burned down or have a tornado go by, and if you live in the same place, it happens every 2 years and you move back, we should talk, but some people seem to do that for some reason. You can't control those things. I can't control those things. I don't want those to happen to you or anybody I love or anybody who's even a stranger to me, but they're going to happen. True? Not positive thinking bullshit, just the truth. So if that's gonna happen, I say make a decision now that says, I'm gonna live in a beautiful state and I'm gonna find beauty in whatever life brings me. Because life is too short not to.
So what do you think was the first real breakthrough that you had as a teen that started you on your path, and how did you get there?
Gosh, there's so many. One of the first ones I think was probably just anchoring in when my mom and my dad had 4 different fathers. My mom was a powerful woman, so she kicked my fourth father out, whose name I carry, and he adopted me. And when he went out, she decided it wasn't his side, so she kicked me out too by chasing me out with a knife. And I wasn't worried she was going to stab me or anything, but I decided this is freedom, and I've got to find a way to make my life work. But I had no money. I had a 1960 Volkswagen I worked $40 a week as a janitor to buy and pay for. And so I had no car, I had no money, I didn't know anything. I went and slept in a person's laundry room, and then I decided I've got to figure out what to do, and I needed to feed my mind because I was so depressed, I was so overwhelmed. I'm missing my brother and sister and feeling just completely out of sorts. So I got on a bus and I traveled 14 miles, I remember, because I ended up running it one time. And I went to this bookstore and I bought this book called The Magic of Believing by Claudia Bristol. It's the first real book other than maybe Think and Grow Rich or Emerson's essays. And I started on this journey of saying every single day I'm going to feed my mind. I'm not going to hope good thoughts show up. I'm going to read biographies. I'm going to find out what makes people tick. I'm going to understand what makes me tick. And I wanted to read a book a day, but I didn't do that. I took a speed reading class and I read 700 books over 7 years. And they were all personal development, human development, psychology, physiology. And what I tried to do is take anything that I learned and apply it. And then when I applied it, I was 5'1" as my sophomore year in high school. I'm 6'7" now. I tell people the difference is personal growth. But sincerely, I I became Mr. Solution because I wanted to help everybody. So I was this little fat guy, and I couldn't lose weight, and I lost weight. All my buddies are like, how'd you do that? And I said, well, here's what I did. And they lost weight, and then we all got girls. And that led to, as a young kid, that led to where, if you had a problem, I was Mr. Solution, especially if you're a girl, I was more motivated to help you. So the breakthrough was really understanding the power of compressing decades into days. So if someone has spent decades of their life and they compress it into a book, and you can read it in an hour or a few days, you have such an advantage. When you learn by your own experience, it's painful and it's slow. When you learn by other people's experience, everybody knows in the financial world, other people's money is leverage, right? Well, other people's experience is more powerful than other people's money. Because you can have the money and lose it, but if you get the experience, you can change it all. So I think that was the beginning for me, and it set me on a lifelong path of hunger. And I've never lost my hunger.
Minimum I do is I want to know more about my clients than they know about themselves. I know a man that from Australia decided, he was a dentist, and he decided he was tired of people not showing up. He was tired of trying to bill and not getting paid, properly from his insurance. He was tired of all these things, and one day he just decided to sit down with every one of his patients one-on-one, and he said, I'm changing my practice. I'm going to do a practice where I'm going to take a lot less clients and let go of probably half the clients I have right now. I only want to do business with people who I personally like. When they come in, I want to sit down, have a cup of tea with them, understand what's going on in their life, what their goals are, and I want to make sure that everything in my psyche is taking care of them and helping them augment the way they look, the way they feel, and their vitality and the health of their system. And he sat down and said, so to do that, I want you to know I have some simple things. I'm promising I'll give you the best dental care of your entire life. I'm promising that if you come to your appointment, you will not be delayed more than maximum of 5 minutes ever. All these things. I'll give the best care, the most attention. He goes, but this is what I'm going to require for patients that work with me. I'll refer them out to someone else if this is uncomfortable. He said, I require that if they cancel, they're going to have to pay for it. I require they show up on time because I'm going to respect them, they respect me. I'm going to also require that in the next 6 months, that if I do the quality work I promised, they'll give me 2 referrals from 2 other quality people that I probably want to take care of as well. And he said, I'm shutting down any other form of my business, and I'm going to spend more quality time with you, and I want referrals because I don't want to spend time marketing and selling. I want to spend time putting my attention to making your life better. He quadrupled his income and cut the time he spent doing dental work by more than 60%. Right? Just because he became an owner who owned his business instead of running around trying to please everybody and being frustrated when people are canceling and so forth. And most of us just don't own ourselves enough, right?
Something is considered quote unquote impossible. How do you reframe it so it becomes possible in your mind? And how much of that is mindset?
I think impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. When someone tells me it's impossible, I always just look at them. Anybody around me knows that they can't do that, so that's part of it. But if they didn't know me, it's your opinion. And they'll say, no, science shows. And I say, yeah, now how many times has science showed something's impossible? Now science shows it's possible. Things are impossible till somebody does it. And so I find that, most of your business people, you look at businesses and what does it take to make a business grow? It's not impossible to make a business grow. Business has been shrinking for a long time, or it's been stuck. The real problem is always, the chokehold is always the psychology and the skills of the leader. Always. And 80% of that is psychology and 20% is the mechanics. Like if you don't know how to read your financials and you're trying to fly the plane of your company, I mean, come on, if all you do is go down, you look at profit and loss and you see what it is and you have a beer, either way, you either celebrate or you get depressed, something, you're going to be in trouble, right? But if you have the skill sets, that's one thing. But you can get any skill set if you have the psychology. And any time a business is not growing, it is not because it's impossible. It's because they aren't innovating, and they're not innovating because they believe it's impossible. I mean, if we all know what does it take to transform, and obviously help people, it takes 3 things to create a breakthrough in anything, in your personal life, in your business, anywhere. You need a strategy. But that's not the first place you should look, and it's the first place all of us look. Me too. It's our inherent thing. You want to lose weight? Well, how do I do it? I want to grow my business. How do I do it? It's instinctive. We've been trained to think that way. But the problem is the how-to is usually not that complex. Come on. 70% of America is 75% of America now is overweight. Is that because it's so complex how to be fit and strong? right? You know, only the 1% know the answers. They hide it from you. You have to work your ass off to not hear what it takes, right? And so you know, I remember I went to a TED Med Center, and I watched about 12 doctors, one after another, get up and do these stories about how we could just get patients to take their medications and try to figure out the whole thing. And I was just looking like, you're all talking about strategy and you've forgotten psychology. Because strategy is wonderful. I'm a strategist. I spent my whole life figuring out strategies. As we both know, a strategy could save you a decade, right? In business, strategy could save you, you know, it could make the difference between success and failure. But most people have strategies available, or they could get them, or you could create them. But the problem is you got a story. And your story is why it isn't working. And the story is, I've tried what? What? Everything. If you tried everything, you'd be fit. Right? If you tried everything, you'd be profitable. If you tried everything, you'd be there. But people say it, you know, I'm big boned. That's what I used to say. I'm still big boned, but I'm 38 pounds lighter than I was 25 years ago, and I've never gained it back, right? When I was big boned, that was my story. All the good ones are gone. That's why I'm not in a relationship. Or they're gay and I'm not, or I'm gay and they are, or whatever the story is. There's always a story. And what I tell people is, you know, if you can just divorce the story of your limitation and marry the truth of your unlimited capacity, then the whole game changes.
Went off on your own. You know, that's kind of the point I think people, you know, most businesses fail at the beginning, in the first few years. So there you are on your own. What do you think were the keys to success those first few years by yourself?
Obsession with adding more value than anybody else ever dreamed of. I mean, my entire life from the very beginning days was, how do I do more for others than anyone else on earth? How do I give them experiences that are lasting? How do I make change when change was impossible? How do I take somebody who's been in therapy for 7 years and in an hour produce that result? And the way I did that was by challenging traditional psychologists and psychiatrists and getting on national radio and saying, give me your worst patient, I'll handle it in an hour, which was pretty abrasive. You know, as a young kid, you could buy with that stuff. But the best part was I backed it up. And so one of the first interventions I did was in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I got on the radio. And this psychiatrist got on the phone and just on the radio live and just harassed me. You're a liar, you're a charlatan, you should not be allowed on the radio. And I said, sir, I said, are you a scientist? He said, of course I'm a physician. I said, well, a scientist would never make an assumption. And I said, you've never met me, right? No, you've never met my clients, no. You're calling me a liar on national radio. I said, you must be stating your hypothesis. Your hypothesis is that I'm a liar and a charlatan. And if you're stating your hypothesis and you're truly a scientist, you got to be willing to test it. Am I right? Yeah. He goes, well, yeah, that's great. I'm doing a free guest event. It's Holiday Inn tomorrow night. Anyone hearing my voice can come. I'm going to do a series of demonstrations, and I'm going to take one of your clients and turn around. I said, share with me somebody that you've never been able to change. I said, I'm sure you got plenty of those. If you want to play hardball, I can play hardball. He goes, well, I have patients that aren't ready to change yet. I said, I haven't found any. First, I've done 3 therapies total. But I have so much belief. Well, long story short, he told me this woman he'd been working on for 7 years. Well, it's snake phobia. A phobia is not just a fear, it's an uncontrolled response to fear. So, like, she dreamed the snake would bite her on the face, and then the adrenaline would shoot through her body and wake her up. This would happen 4 to 7 times a night. 7 years. So, you know, he was put in a corner, and so he brought her down. It took me about 15 minutes. At the end of it, I tested the version. She's shaking and shaking. And then I wrapped the snake around her. And that changed my entire career. Because in that moment, there was no question. Everybody in the audience saw that this woman is transformed. I said, you've been treated by that psychiatrist for how many years? 7 years. Then I took on sports stars. And I turned around